Hello guys, you're welcome back to my channel. My name is Sayo for those of you that are just watching my video for the first time. This is a lifestyle and entertainment channel. Basically, I film what I feel like will be interesting and useful for you guys with a little bit of entertainment from time to time. And that's what this channel is about, at least for now. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, okay? And click the notification bell as well, so that you know when a new video drops. Okay guys, you know that sometime at the beginning of my channel, like when I started my YouTube channel, I told you guys I was going to have a travel segment and be talking about all things travel based on the places that I've been to, you know, giving you guys advice, sharing information that I know that I have that will be useful to you guys. I don't remember the last time we had a travel video. I think that must have been in November or October. Has it been that far? I can't remember. I don't think I had a travel video in November, and I definitely didn't have one in December. So today I wanted to share with you guys 5 places that you can visit in the UK without needing a visa. Okay, so I'm going to break it down for you. So I'm talking about if you're a new immigrant in the UK, like you've just moved to the UK, or if you're traveling to the UK for holidays and you're just planning your trip around London, then I wanted to let you know that there are quite a few other places that you can visit in the UK without having to apply for any other kind of visas. As an immigrant in the UK, when I came into the UK, one of the things I was looking forward to at the later stage, not immediately because I wasn't used to traveling, but at the later stage, one of the things I was looking forward to is actually traveling to places in Europe. So places in Spain, Italy, Greece, and all those places that are popular, that people actually go to popularly. Those were the places that I was looking forward to travel to. But to go to all those kind of places, you need to apply for a Schengen visa, which sometimes might be a bit stressful or might not be as easy. It might be maybe out of your budget, or I'm just saying, like, it's not as straightforward as just not having to apply for a visa, if you get what I mean. So I figured, since I've been to a few other places in the UK, okay, let me put together a list of 5 places that you can actually visit and say, yes, I'm going on holiday to these places. You don't have to stress yourself to apply for a visa as an immigrant. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think it makes sense. Like, I'm just saying, not everything is London. London is a nice city, yes, because I live in London, okay? You want to see the Buckingham Palace, you want to see the, you know, cathedral, the London Bridge that is falling down since all these days. You want to see all those things. Actually, I haven't even been around London as much as I should. I should really take a day to do tourist activities in London. But I'm saying that as much, you know, as beautiful as London is, as exciting as it is, there are other places you can actually visit in the UK without having to apply for a visa. And if you're coming for a holiday, or if you're an immigrant, then you can actually schedule these places around your visit and plan to visit 1 or 2 of these places. Okay, I think I've talked too much. Let's just get right into the video, you guys. Number 1 is Scotland. I know that if someone mentions Scotland, the first thing you might probably want to think about is, ooh, that place is cold, freezing. Which, yeah, it is, because we traveled to Scotland in December when we went, and it was actually quite freezing. Yes, it was cold. So I'm not going to mince words about that. It was quite freezing. You know, we experienced a bit of snow as well. But apart from the cold, you guys, Scotland is a really lovely place to go to. So for Scotland, we visited Aberdeen, Glasgow, and Edinburgh. We have a family friend in Aberdeen where we stayed for a few days for Christmas, and then from there we took a train to Glasgow where we lodged, and from Glasgow we then took a day and we took another train for a day trip to Edinburgh, which, you know, was kind of like a good plan, because really from Glasgow to Edinburgh is not far. So yeah, that's what we did. So many castles, like ancient castles in Scotland, that you can go and visit, and the cities were really beautiful at night. I don't now know if that's because it was Christmas, because there were decorations and the lights, and it was just really lively at night to walk at night. At Aberdeen, we didn't really do much. We just went to see the Stonehaven Castle, and we just, you know, explored the city, saw how it was. It was when we got to Glasgow that we had like a bus bus, what's it called now, cruise bus, hop on off, what am I saying, hop on hop off bus thing that we did, and that we could just stop in different places and view like the monumental places and just walk around the city and stuff like that. That's what we did in Glasgow. When we went to Edinburgh, we went to the zoo at Edinburgh. There's a zoo at Edinburgh. We had fun at the zoo, and then we did a day trip also in the town. So it was quite nice to just explore and visit all those places, to see all those castles, all those ancient castles and stuff like that. But apart from what we did, there are quite a lot more things to do. That's what we chose to do. There were some other things that we saw on the website to do, but we didn't have the time to be able to slot those things in. But if you're, for instance, if you're visiting, say, Glasgow for a week or Glasgow and Edinburgh for a week, then you can be rest assured that there are a lot of things that you can actually fit into that schedule to have a nice time. Now, like I said before, it's cold. In the winter, it's quite cold. If you're comfortable with that, then please, by all means, go. But if you're not, then you might want to plan your visit to the warmer months, June, July, May. What am I saying? May, June, July, I think. And getting there is not, there are options to get there. You can take a train, you can fly if you want, you can drive. But driving, bear in mind, is actually a very long drive. I think it's about 9 hours or 8 hours or so drive. And then you can actually take the comfortable overnight sleeper train, which was what we took, where you can sleep through the night and get there in the morning. I talked about that in one of my previous videos. You can watch it here. I think I'm going to put it here for you guys to see if you want to watch, what that train is about. Now, the second place I'm going to talk about is the Isle of Wight. Guys, see how I'm smiling? I'm smiling because I'm just reliving the experience that I had from that place. This particular place, I'm not just pushing it. I'm not just talking about it because of how the city was or how the town was or whatever. But I'm talking about the wholesome experience of even getting there and coming back home. You guys, the only way you can get to the Isle of Wight is by ferry. Either you book yourself a ferry, as you would book yourself a train or a bus or a plane, or you take a drive. You get a car on the ferry. So you still book your ferry, but then you take your car on the ferry. So that's how we went there. We drove to Southampton, a port at Southampton, and then we got on the ferry with our car. And then the ferry took us to the other side, and then we drove off into the city, and it was so beautiful. Like I said, the experience is actually quite nice. So you have that experience in the bag, like, oh, I went on the ferry with a car, I went on a ferry on the other side too. If you get what I mean. I don't know if this is something important to you, but it was something really nice for me to experience as a JJC, and I was just looking around like, what was this? In any case, that's one of the reasons why I put this particular place on the list. And then generally the place has it doesn't have the city, it doesn't have the London city, big, that, I don't know how to explain, the modern feel to it. It has a very antique and vintage feel to it, and that's one of the things I really liked as well, especially the place that we stayed. It wasn't a modern hotel kind of, sometimes those places are good, like in Dubai. I've never been, but I hear that everything is, you press one, you press the tech, you press Kinikon. I actually can't wait to go to Dubai, but that's not what we're talking about. But this place didn't have all of that technology and stuff. It had a really nice antique and vintage feeling to it, like the bed, like the house, like the whole place, and still it had a spa, like a hot bath spa, whatever it is you call it. So it was really nice, and that was the feel of the whole town in general. Now I hear that town is good for golfing. You have a lot of golfing experiences or places and stuff like that, but we didn't experience that because that's not what we went for. The town has a few beaches that you can go to, but of course it's only suitable when you go in the drier months, like from June to September. We visited in April, so it was still a bit windy, it was still a bit cold. Okay, not freezing cold, but it was a bit cold, and it was raining. It rained a few times as well. So yeah, if you want to experience that place properly, then go in the drier months where you can actually go to the beach. They have different beaches, stone beach, you know, sand beach. Like, it was quite a nice place. So there are different things to explore, and they have different restaurants with different food options, so that is not even a problem. They had quite a few trails, okay, to explore if you want to do hiking. So hiking trails or cycling trails. I think we did a few hikes here and there. So if you're into things like that, like cycling and hiking, then that's a place to visit. And there was this particular place, an ancient place, the old place that we visited, called the Bembridge Windmill. But it was just nice to kind of like experience that. I don't think I've ever seen a windmill before. But then they talked about it and the story behind it and when they used to use it and stuff like that. So it was really nice to relive some of those kind of old tales or old experiences or whatnot. So that was nice to see. It was just really cool and chill. So if you're looking for somewhere to just go and chill and relax and just have a nice time, that is a place to go. The third place I'm going to talk about, and I put this one in there because it's also a popular city like London, and it's Brighton. You guys, I've only visited Brighton once. I feel like I should have visited more than once, but I visited only once. And the reason why I even visited Brighton was because my husband was doing a cycle, you know, one of those cycling rides that you do for charity and stuff like that. He was doing one from London to, he actually cycled from London to Brighton. So I took the train from London to meet him over there in Brighton. Because I cannot do the cycling thing. I can't even cycle from my house to, anyway, that's not what we're talking about. So yeah, to get to Brighton, you can take a bus, you can take a train, you can drive. So I have put Brighton on the list because I had a really nice experience. We stayed for just one day, so of course we wouldn't have done much, but that one day was a good experience. The place we stayed was really nice, and we visited the beach. Brighton Beach is I think it's the only attraction that I've heard of from Brighton. Because it is a really beautiful stone beach, and it's really nice. You guys, I know I've been to a lot of beaches with all my waka waka, and Brighton Beach is one of the beaches that is actually quite nice. But the thing is, though, it can be quite saturated, especially if you visit in the peak times like July and August. You know, it can be quite saturated and you'll be looking for a place to stay. If it was pre-COVID, then maybe that wouldn't really be a problem, but now that there's social distancing and stuff, I don't know how that would fit into all of that. Yeah, I don't know, but that place is a really nice place to stay. We walked around the city a bit. I'm not selling it enough because I've only been once, and we only went to the beach. That was the only place that we saw that was really like gang. So I'm not selling it that much, but I think that it's a nice place for you to add to your list if you want to go like on a day trip within the UK. Just go to Brighton, enjoy the beach, enjoy the sun, explore the city a bit, and then you can come back to London. Now the fourth place I'm going to talk about is called the Peak District. You can take a bus or you can take a train depending on where you're coming from. Now this place is particularly known for hiking. So if you're not in a hiking person, do not go to the Peak District. It is a landed area, so there's no, as far as I'm concerned, there's no like beach or, you know, river or anything. But I just feel like it was one of the places that we visited that I liked in a certain way. It's not a popular place, okay, so it's not like a place like Brighton where people will be rushing to at a certain time, even though it has its own population of tourists, you know, at the peak times. But it's not, I would say it's not a popular place like London. You get what I mean? You get it? So, but it is a place to go. We went on hiking at the Peak District. You guys, I think that hiking gist story is for another day, because our trail, we had an app that we're using for hiking. That's another thing. If you're going to places, there are apps that can actually show you hiking maps. Okay, just like a map for travel or, you know, driving map. Anyway, that's just by the side. But we went on this hiking trip and we did not know that the path was closed by bushes. You guys, If you want me to give you this gist, then let me know in the comment section below, and I'll give you the full gist of what happened with videos and pictures. Guys, I was so scared, but anyway, that's different. I just wanted to express how how it wasn't exciting at the time, but thinking back at this, at least now I have a story to tell. Yeah, these are some of the experiences that you can have in some of these kind of places. So yeah, it's known for hiking, and like the Isle of Wight that I mentioned, the town where we stayed is also very like homely and very antique and very just like warm, and there were a lot of elderly people in that town. Like the place we stayed is one of the most friendliest places that we've ever stayed in all the trips that we've been to. It had such a friendly reception. The receptionist at breakfast, the people that would serve you breakfast and stuff, it was just really, they were so nice and friendly, almost to a fault. So that was another experience we had. We had a short visit at the Peak District because it was a combined holiday. Sometimes we like to combine holidays like that and visit 2-3 different places together. So I think we stayed for just 2 days, or 2 or 3 days or so, I think. So we just kind of like explored the city and went on some hikes. So which was really what you would do there anyway. There's nothing really gangacious about it, but I understand that the best time to visit is somewhere around September, where you still have like the weather is not too bad and it's not totally choked with tourists. So that might be one thing to consider if you plan on visiting. And now the fifth and the final place that I left the best for the last. Okay, yeah, is it the best? Yes, the best. The fifth and the final place that I wanted to mention is the Lake District. I was going to say Peak, sorry. The Lake District. So this trip we had to the Lake District was the one we combined with the Peak District that I was talking about. But anyway, so we had 2 different experiences. Whilst the Peak District that I talked about was like, landed and, hiking and all of that stuff, the Lake District was filled with a lot of water bodies, surrounded with, a lot of the district is surrounded by water bodies. So there are a lot of beaches, a lot of lakes, a lot of, do you get what I mean? Water things, sha. Anyway, the Lake District is a beautiful place to visit. So yes, even if you're not thinking of going anywhere, please add this to your list. The best time to visit the Lake District is in July, August. That's like the peak of summer, and that's the best time you're gonna get. That's the time you're gonna get the best weather. Even though we visited in August, like first week of August thereabout, we still had a few showers, light showers here and there. Rain, nothing too bad, but the weather was generally okay. So you can imagine if you're visiting in the winter and stuff like that, you wouldn't really enjoy yourself, because there will be so much rain and the cold will be a lot. So if you want to visit, then you need to visit in a time that you would really enjoy it. Now, can I just say that this was the very first holiday that I went on, like on coming to the UK. Like before I started even going to like places in Europe, this was the very first place that I went to, and I'm so glad that I did, because the experience that I had was really good. You guys, I can't even stress it enough. It was really good. To get there, you can either drive. I hear it's a nice what's it called, road trip to the place, or you take a train or you take a bus. Okay, I don't think that there are any airports. There are no airports around there. Now, apart from the fact that I said there are so many like lakes and beaches that you can go to and explore, there are also really lovely hiking destinations. Like we went on like 1 or 2 different hikes, and we saw a few waterfalls that you wouldn't have imagined. You wouldn't have imagined you would have seen in that kind of place if you didn't actually explore those hiking places. You have to go on those hikes if you want to see those kind of things, like the waterfalls that we saw, for instance. I think of all the places that I've mentioned, this was the place we had the most activities, because there was just a lot to do. We must have gone on 2 or 3 different boat cruises or lake cruises like they call it. Yeah, there's an aquarium to visit in a town called Cumbria. There's a zoo to visit in a town called Keswick. There's an outdoor activity place to visit in a town called Brockhole. And that place, they had like playgrounds for children, really nice photo shoot places, like this really nice scenic places. And they had like a kayaking, thing, and they also had like, I think it was a zip line. So if you want to like climb the tree, go zoo, what's this thing called? Gorilla climbing or what, I can't remember what this thing is called. If you want to do this kind of thing, you want to go zip lining, they had all those kind of things in that outdoor place that we visited, which was really nice. So there's a variety of things for you guys to do. Okay, we stayed in a town called Ambuside, and it was from there that we went on all those different places. So you just go on like a boat cruise, and you can stop in some of these places that I've mentioned and just explore that particular town, on its own. So I don't know how much more I can express or explain or just talk about this place in Lake District that I've been to for you guys. It was really such a nice experience. We bought some really nice antique pieces, ate some really nice food. We went to the cinema safe at this place. There was this really, it was a church building they used for a cinema. It was quite cozy, quite vintagey, quite nice. It was just really nice. It was really, 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 really nice. One last thing that I would mention though, I don't know how it is now, but when we went in 2015, it felt like we were the only black people there. Of course, we didn't have any racial incidents. Nobody stared at us in such a disgusting way or anything. No, but I think they were just looking at us in such a surprised look. Like, it's like some of them had never seen a black person before. That's the kind of look that we were getting. We didn't get any racism or racial stares. Okay, like, just wanted to stress that. But of course, I wanted to mention that as well, because I don't know if that's still going to be the case if you're a black person like me and you decide to go to that kind of place. But not to worry, I don't think you'll be met with any situations or so, because we had a nice time. Okay. I knew that this video was going to be this long, because rather than just like talk about them, in bits and pieces, I wanted to really just express the kind of experience that I had, the things we did and what we saw and stuff like that, so that it can give you guys a lot more reason to want to go to these kind of places. I really do hope that with all my talk and all my stress and all my, I really do hope that it give somebody an encouragement to encourage somebody to say, well, let me visit one of these places and see what Sayo is talking about. And I can assure you that you wouldn't regret it. You guys, you wouldn't, I'm sure about that. So yes, okay, these are the 5 places that I wanted to talk about, of course, because these are the places that I've been to. In the coming months or years, of course, if I visit a lot more places, and I'll let you guys know. If you want to know precise questions, if there's something you want to know about any of these places, then you can ask me in the comment section below. If you want to know any other thing, just ask me in the comment section below. If you have a comment or anything, if you want to add your own, if you've been to any of these places and you want to add your own experiences, please just write it in the comment section below and let us share these experiences with you. Okay, thank you so much guys for watching. Thank you for staying to the end. If you stay to watch it to the end, then you are the real what? MVP, most valuable person, I think. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go now. I will see you guys next week, but till then, stay safe, be cool, travel to places, go visiting some of these places, and enjoy yourself. This life is not hard. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Bye. 44 minutes. How am I going to edit this video? Oh my god. Oh my gosh.